But Augustus could do this while dancing, grooving to a symphony of destruction that only he could hear. It's almost sad he wasn't a modern-day MMA fighter, so we could have seen him breakdance his way into scoring an ankle submission. My video on Augustus's techniques has over 10 million views, and he deserves all the credit for that, having one of the most interesting and skillful styles of all time. The short version is that he was comfortable fighting in any position or range, and stellar at smoothly transitioning between them all. This gave him near infinite possibilities in which direction he could move, how he could implement head movements, and which angles he could set up shots from. In style and temperament, he was the exact opposite of Floyd. Although Pretty Boy Mayweather was a much more aggressive fighter than Money Mayweather would become. With 17 of his 23 fights ending by knockout, Mayweather's style was always built on calculation and precision. He paired a Philly shell guard with a high guard and was excellent at countering from either. He preferred to limit both his opponents and his own offensive options so that he could bet on his superior smarts, reflexes, and timing to outscore them. He could then get much more aggressive once his competitor had been worn down. While most expected Floyd to have an easy time breaking Augustus down, in reality, the drunken master would take Mayweather into a trial by fire. It remained to be seen if he could take the heat. The fight got interesting right away. Although Augustus was the one pressing forward, Mayweather was the more aggressive of the two by far. He unloaded crisp, sharp lead hands and even the occasional long combination. But for all of that, his punches rarely hit home. And this was all due to the defensive wizardry of the drunken master. Augustus feinted and lunged, playing with rhythm to create constant threats and disrupt Mayweather's offensive timing. And although his own Philly shell guard was not as polished as Floyd's, when combined with his head movement and footwork, it was more than enough to get the job done. When was the last time you saw Mayweather miss so many shots? Extravagant as always, Augustus even jumped to switch shift into southpaw just to block one shot before switching right back. Meanwhile, the Drunken Master's broken rhythm and strange timing was making it hard for Pretty Boy to time his own defense. In a few instances, Mayweather got caught with seemingly blatant shots. By round 2, the Drunken Master was tacking punches onto his stellar head movement. And not just a few. Mayweather's style requires a lot of subtle adjustments, predicated on incredible reflexes to stay safe. But Augustus was overloading his capacity to keep up with countless punches from all angles. A ridiculous anime-like tactic that was actually working in real life. However, Mayweather is a master at neutralizing his opponent's offense. He framed against Augustus's head to read him better and freeze him in place, stopping his off-rhythm threats, and following up with well-placed shots the moment Augustus grew to relax. In truth, Mayweather was such a sharp boxer that he'd actually tested out this tactic at the tail end of round 1. But when Augustus got hurt, he pressed forward even harder. Floyd is the kind of boxer who wants to take away his opponent's options and simplify the fight to where he can dominate where he's strongest. But the Drunken Master was the exact opposite. He prefers to force complex exchanges, regardless of if he took damage or not. Smiling all the while because he so enjoyed the thrill of the fight. Mayweather smiled back, perhaps happy that he had finally found someone who would test him. But as it turned out, this was all just preamble. The next several rounds would turn out to be a high-level display of back-and-forth insanity. Both men took big risks and put everything on the line, showing off their best tricks of the trade. Mayweather used some complex footwork of his own, pivoting with his cross to take an outside angle, then framing to off-balance Augustus and stay safe before throwing another shot from offline. As always, Mayweather showed an incredible ability to catch opponents mid-movement, landing from tight angles that caught Augustus unaware. These punches didn't need a huge load-up to do damage. They hurt because of their timing. And while Augustus had the ability to counter mid-exchange, even after taking a shot, Mayweather had the endurance and concentration to last longer and end the exchange with a punctuation mark. What really helped Mayweather here was just how strict he was in maintaining his balance and positioning at all times. But for all that, the Drunken Master was putting on a jaw-dropping performance. Mayweather liked to fight on the center line, but Augustus kept finding ways to cross that line. He linear shifted past Mayweather, turning to catch him from southpaw as he tried to exit the exchange. Speaking of, his ability to adjust his feet to any position from any stance also allowed his torso complete range of motion, which meant it was much easier for him than most to angle in punches through the small